Good evening, savages. It's Megan, Brian, Kelsey, and April. I'm back with another episode of Savagely Paranormal. Tonight we're going to be talking about the differences between TV, reality, and what we experience actually on a real investigation.
And of course, our hodgepodge of
Random topics.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Ooh, shiny.
Oh, shiny. Yeah.
I did that the other day.
So I think our biggest difference between like how we investigate and how like other teams investigate, like Zach Baggins.
Jesus Christ.
not everything is it's demonic.
Yeah.
I do have to say though, his newer stuff compared to his older stuff is better.
See, I can't watch his new stuff. I haven't watched any of it because I hit that point and I'm like, no, I'm done.
No, if we've watched some of his newer stuff, it's better than the older stuff.
A lot of the TV reality ghost programs are like, oh my god, it's demonic.
Everything is a demon.
Everything.
Something moves. And it's, oh my god, it's a demon.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that I really can like watch without being like, oh my god, this is so cringy is like the Tennessee Wraith Chasers, because they like actually go in and try to like capture. They're set on being like the first team to actually like capture a ghost in a trap and bring it back.
I've never watched
which is
that
interesting.
I watched like one and I really like them.
I watch a lot of Ghost Loop too, and they like go in and they try to break the loop of like residual type hauntings and stuff, which is interesting. It's something that you don't see a lot in this field.
No, I'm still on the OG Ghost Hunters.
I like the whole Kindred Spirits group because they seem more realistic than
that guy looks like
Zach.
He's in the mafia.
He does.
Which one? Chip Coffee?
No, the other Adam.
Yeah,
but I like the two of them. They have such a good chemistry.
Yeah,
and they just that's when we started the group. That's who we said we wanted to be like.
Right.
Yeah.
But they definitely have a more realistic approach to everything.
Yeah, Chip Coffee's an interesting.
I love him.
He's an interesting psychic medium to like see on TV and like. I don't know.
He's coming to one of the Paracons.
Yeah, Paracon should be interesting. We're going to the one in Defiance. I'm so excited.
Wait, what was his name?
Chip Coffee.
Oh, okay.
He works with a lot of
I thought I recognized the name.
He works with a lot of different paranormal groups. Like he was with PRS for a while before they shut down for faking a lot of
that's the thing that people do too, is they fake a lot of stuff. You see you see a lot of CGI, and that's like, I think that's what's different with us too, is like we really don't edit anything. We just straight upload. We go through, put it in the computer, straight upload, and that's it. Like whatever you see is what you get.
Yeah, what you see is what you get. What you hear is what you get.
Right.
A lot of times though, because they're on TV, they think they have to fake
dramatize
it.
a lot of
they do it for ratings.
And it may not even be the group that's doing it. It could be their producer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we don't have somebody telling us what we can and can't do, what we can and can't say. And we don't have a time limit because, good God, if we had one.
Well, technically we kind of do.
Yeah.
Well, that's our editor over there.
If we had
telling us that, hey,
a network
don't squirrel today,
that told us that we weren't allowed to say certain things, I think we would all be screwed, because I would definitely be the one that would squirrel and be like, oh, you told me I can't do that. Guess what? We're going to do that anyway.
Right. Yeah. But I don't know. I would rather get no evidence than fake it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you could sit in a room for hours and nothing happen. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at least we know we were there. This is what happened compared to what else, other people have gotten.
Is it frustrating? Sure.
Oh my God.
But
yeah.
Especially sitting in a room.
For hours.
Because I feel like sometimes we just sit and we stare at each other and we're like, did you get anything?
And then we get bored and we start squirreling with crack jokes because we're slap happy and we're bored and we've been there for hours.
Right,
And we're
and
like,
then I'm like, I'm like sitting there like, shit, I have to edit all of this out because I just can't sit and watch 25 minutes of us just messing around.
And it's not like you can cut the camera off
No.
because then you might miss whatever we're trying to catch.
Right. So, and I think that's the other thing too is like, you get when you see like things on TV, it's okay, this happened, and then all of a sudden it cuts to them like already talking to the client, the same day or days later.
Yeah, how many people do they have on their team editing
Right.
things and
Right. I mean, just listening to footage and watching footage, it takes
hours.
I mean, I sat there for over an hour and just stare at the screen, and then I think something happened, and I'm like, is my mind playing tricks on me because I've been sitting here for so long?
Right.
I mean,
when you're listening back to like your footage and your EVPs, you don't want to look at somebody and go, "Hey, did you hear them say this?" You ask your partners, you ask them, "Hey, what do you hear when you listen to this?"
Right. I mean, I just did that earlier when I was going back through some of our old footage because I locked myself out of our account again, and could not get to our footage. So, I like listened to it a couple times, and I handed it to April, and I was like, "Here, listen to this." But I didn't tell her like specifics. I just said, "This is what we were doing at this time,"
right?
And then had her listen. And then I did the same thing to you. I said, "Okay, this is what we were doing at this time. Listen to this."
And then we had the speaker hooked up to April's laptop, and we were listening to EVPs, and we're like, "Oh my god, did you hear that? Like, what did it say?" We have no idea. But then we go back and we like cut that specific section out, and then we like,
and then it's just like loops because we just keep going back, and we're like, "Okay, what does it say?
What does it say? We don't know. We hear various things, and like just because you pick up something on one recorder that we have in the house does not mean that it gets picked up in like other recorders.
And that's one of the bigger things you see in like the TV shows. It's like, "Oh my god, did you hear them say this?" And now you put that into somebody's head, so of course, yes, that's what they are going to hear.
Right. It's like an earworm. Like
we don't jump to like conclusions or we don't make assumptions about what was said. We just know something was said.
And we can play one back, and I can hear one thing, and she can hear something else, and they can hear something completely different.
Right.
Everybody's ears pick up different frequencies, different tones.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is hard to pinpoint exactly what may have been said.
Like some of the bigger teams on TV, like they are more capable of like filtering through their evidence quicker because
I mean they
have
people,
like 10 people on their team, so they like
and they can
specifically like, okay, you're gonna listen to this audio recorder and go through this set of pictures. You're gonna watch this specific video recording and listen to this audio.
And it's like with me, I have all of this stuff to watch the video and listen to that audio. And then they have the recorder, so I don't know what's going on with what they're doing. I just get Facebook messages of, okay, this is what happened with us. What did you get?
Here's my list of things I think I heard.
Here's my list. And then I don't get to hear anything until we like
meet
together again, which is typically podcast night because we've got so much shit going on during our week. So then it's like, all right, I open up the laptop. I'm like, here, this is what I've got. I'm going to listen to what you've got, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, because contrary to popular belief, this is not a job.
This is not our full-time
jobs, and you have to fit this into your everyday life.
Right.
And sometimes
I think that's
work out that well.
Right. And I think a lot of like TV series, like they portray as like that's what their main job is, when we don't actually know that. I mean, look at Ghost Hunters. They were plumbers. They were plumbers during the day, and then at nighttime they were ghost investigators. So it's like, but you see how late they investigate into. I mean, I know we've investigated late, so it's like you see how late, but then do they go to work the next day? And it's like that's what we have to do. I mean, we investigate. We try to do investigations like on a Saturday because most of us don't have much going on a Sunday, but there have been instances where we'll have to do Sunday into Monday. So it's like, do other people have jobs too? Like you can't just put it on TV that this is your full-time job when it may not be.
Right. No
Right.
matter how much you love it,
Right.
unless you're on TV, I'm sorry, you're not going to make a fortune being a
No.
ghost hunter.
No.
Yeah. I mean, because honestly, a lot of people make fun of us, and
Right.
Yeah.
because it is nerdy and whatnot. But I mean, we enjoy it.
Not everybody believes in the paranormal,
Well, that too.
but,
Right.
Yeah.
but then again, it's not for everybody.
Right.
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 We have a lot of trouble like finding new clients and stuff because like nobody in our area seems to want to like talk about
No,
their-
and then there are
their
those people
paranormal
who
stuff.
get like excited about it, and then all of a sudden they're just like, we don't hear from them ever again. And
Yeah.
like, I'm so like, I get like this feeling like one of these days I'm gonna like get on Facebook and they're like making fun of us because
So
it's
what
like
if they do?
bunch of grown adults hunting ghosts.
Hunting
I'm like,
ghosts, go to their
okay.
roots,
There is
stuff
still
and
that
places.
stigma, you know.
Right.
If you hear ghosts or see ghosts, you're crazy. Well,
Right.
no.
It's not always the case. Like I mean,
Yeah.
like mental health issues are like a big concern when you go into a client's home
Right.
because you don't know their history. You don't know, like if that kind of like schizophrenia or whatever runs in their families,
Right.
and it's really like up to us to kind of like juggle like what
I
they've
think-
experienced to like
And that's
what
why we have them fill out a
actual-
whole
Right, I mean,
3-4 page questionnaire
have a
before
whole
we even
thing.
go in there.
I mean, I know a lot of TV shows they do like the history of like the property and whatnot, but
right,
do they get to know the people?
Right.
right.
I think that's where we
think-
differ is
yeah.
because we get to know the people before we get to know the property.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
we do
that
a lot.
and a
to
lot of
do
times
that.
when you investigate the property, you take that into consideration when you're
Right.
going into your ghost hunt, and you let it affect what you're doing.
Right.
Right. And a lot of ours, like, we don't really like to know
Right.
much of anything before
Mm-mm.
we go in. We just
Mhm.
kind of,
Yeah, we'll look up the basics, you know. Of,
I mean, because that's always the conversation we have beforehand is like, okay, what do we want to know? And I'm like, nothing.
I
right.
don't want to know anything.
Like,
I just
I
want to
just-
go.
I just want to
and see what
walk in,
we-
right? I just want to walk in,
Right.
feel what I feel, see what I see.
And then
Right.
sometimes afterwards, then we'll go back and look at some of the histories to see what correlates with what we got.
Right.
I think it's almost better to go in blind, not knowing the history of the property, not knowing like major battles or major deaths or anything, because that doesn't then influence like
Right.
the type of experiences and the type of things that happen while we're there.
Right.
It's almost better to like, go in blind and be like, surprise, this is what happened. We caught this voice and he said his name is XYZ, and
Right.
then go back later after we're done and try to match the
Mhm.
names
Right.
and dates and stuff.
And it makes it that much more rewarding when you're done. And then you go back and you're like, hey, I got this name on my recorder. And hey, look what I found. He used to live here from.
And he died in
yeah.
XYZ and he's buried this close to the property or whatever.
Mhm.
Right.
It's just, like, I don't know. I think it's better to almost go in blind than to go in knowing
Like certain things. Yeah.
like the whole history of the house. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like this was an underground railroad stop and like 50,000 people freaking
I mean,
passed
there
through and
like
died.
Right.
like with the recent, like we didn't want to know anything like the first time that we went in, but then when we had to go back and a couple more times, it was like, okay, now I want to know what's located where this property was, what it was before this, because then we were like, okay, there's other things going on.
Right.
But I know there are some like ghost shows, like I think Ghost Hunters does it, but they usually have like a full breakdown of the
Yeah.
property before they go in,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which I think it probably helps them. But to me, I'm like, that's
I think
kind
that
of,
like taints us.
yeah, because I
almost.
think, okay, we already know that somebody died here,
right.
or we already know this, or we already know that, and then it's like, okay, well, we already know that stuff, so
And then you tend to focus on that stuff
Right.
more, other than seeing what else could be going on.
right,
Right. If we go in blind, then we're like, who's gonna show up?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
right,
And then, we just kind of like go from there. Like, we're like, okay, cool. So we'll go in blind at least once and see what we see,
and then go from there.
feel what we experience, and then kind of like match up from there if we have to go back.
Right.
If
If we have to go back, yeah.
Yeah, our last investigation, we had to go back a few times.
Okay.
We're like,
I think another difference between like the TV and the reality though is like with like the spirit boxes and the Oculus. Sometimes that shit's not as clear as what they portray.
Oh
on
my
Right.
god, no. I mean, how many times we sat there and were like, did you hear, like, can you hear that? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
and then like one of our apps that we use regularly,
It makes
like,
sounds.
it makes
growls.
sounds. It growls at you before like it says a word, and we're like, and then I'm like, I'm listening,
Like,
to
is
my
it picking
audio,
something up?
and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna write down that something growled, and then like a minute later, like the Ovilus or the app will like spit out a word, and I'm like, but did it really growl?
Right.
Or was it
Right.
the app? So now
Right.
I'm like second guessing all of our previous like
All of our
audio
stuff, yeah.
with the recordings, because I mean like we know that one specific app that we use makes noise. And,
Right.
But like being, like the first time that I'd ever used it and listening through the recordings, like some of that stuff sounded like demonic growls, and I'm like, okay,
Right.
so
It does.
is it growling or is it the app? So then you're spending the whole rest of the time listening through the audio,
Trying to figure out, is it something that's actually happening right now? Yeah.
right?
And with the like the spirit box where it constantly jumps radio stations to pick words.
Yeah.
Sometimes that comes in really clear. Other times it sounds like a word and could just be meaningless garble.
Right.
Right.
I think like we really have to like be vigilant about which apps and which like tools that we're using, and make sure that like when we're using those, we're like, hey, we're in this specific area,
Right.
we're doing this specific thing, and we're using this app, so that like the app that like makes weird noises before
Yeah.
it shoots out words, like
yeah.
we're
So
all
we
like,
know.
okay, disregard all sounds,
Yeah.
that like come before words, because it's probably just the app being stupid, and we haven't figured out how to
Fix
turn
that. Yeah.
volume
No.
up.
No, no.
I don't think there is a setting on that to turn the sound effect off.
Probably not.
No,
It's
because it's for
weird.
the scare factor.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
we
just
don't want the
weird.
scare factor.
Then
No,
again,
but
there's
every
also
Joe Schmo that downloads an app,
That's
the scare factor.
yeah.
a
That's
lot
true.
of the apps on the phone. They're for entertainment value
Yes.
only.
They
They're not.
suck.
They're
They suck.
not
Honestly,
for
they suck.
actual ghost
They're
hunting.
horrible.
Right.
No.
My favorite thing that we do though is with the spirit box with the headphones and the blindfold. That one is
Oh, the
definitely-
sensory,
yeah.
like
That
sensory
one got me good on the
deprivation
last
type thing.
investigation.
That
It's
is my
the
favorite.
Estes method.
Yes.
That's what it's called. It's called the Estes method. Like you're
Couldn't
pretty much
pull that out right at the
sensory
moment.
deprivation yourself. My only wish is that like we could record what was going on like in the headphones as the people are like experiencing it. There's not a way to
There's
do that. I
gotta
don't
be a
think.
way that we can. We've just gotta figure out the tools to make that happen. Which
Right.
Yeah.
I
we
don't know
just
if
need.
it's possible, but
We
like
would
it
just
would be
need
cool
we would just need a voice recorder and a little microphone too.
to like stuff up
Look
in
into
the
some
headphones.
earpieces.
Yeah.
Stuff it up
Yeah.
in the headphones.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that
get like a little tiny microphone, hook it to the thing, and like stuff it up into the headphones. So now you have the headphones,
I
the
have-
blindfold, the microphone stuffed
AirPods.
up
I
in
wonder
there.
if we put an AirPod up there. I don't know.
I don't know. We'd have to figure out how that would work.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like I think it would be beneficial to us to like attempt to like put like some kind of microphone system.
You'd have to do it carefully though, because the headphones are the noise canceling, and if you tamper with that at all, then you lose the noise canceling.
Right.
But there's got to be a way somehow.
I'm sure we could figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like I don't know. I just think it would be cool to like get what like.
I'll try bringing my
Like-
Xbox headphones next time.
I know. I have a
I
gaming
have
headset.
mine that I bring with
Well,
me every week.
Mine actually fit over my ears versus the headphones we use with the spirit box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
You get like the little cavern where your ear fits in just
yeah,
so
so
nicely.
you could almost like put a microphone between like your ear and the
Yeah.
headphone, because it's like the gaming ones or they have like the little cubby
Yeah.
thing, and like I take mine with me for every investigation. Sometimes I forget that I have them stuffed in my backpack, but
Right.
they're in there.
Right.
Well, I think we also have to get like a better blindfolding system.
Yeah, we have to buy a better blindfold. All we have right now that we use is just this little sleep one, but I'm sure we can get one.
My hat's blacked out on the inside, so that works really well.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are plenty of stores where you can buy a blindfold.
You shall. You have some ideas.
There are 3 in Menor, I can tell you that much.
But they have like, you know, like specific ones that are like for like side sleepers, so they like
Oh,
they
yeah.
black out more like
on the sides, yeah.
and like everywhere. So I think like maybe Amazon.
Well, I know
would
that
be,
I've seen
like,
on some
better.
TV shows where people like put golf, like those ping pong balls like over their eyes. Like,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
then they put the blindfold on. And
yeah.
I
No, I'm
don't
sorry.
see the point in, like, I get it,
Right.
but I don't see the point in that, because not only are you just putting like lights over your eyes, but you're putting lights over your eyes.
Yeah.
Like, you're essentially blinding yourself
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, no thanks.
No thanks.
instead of just covering your eyes or just
Yeah.
closing your eyes. I mean,
Right.
I
It's-
blindfold and then close my eyes. Like
Right.
I don't need all the extra gizmos in
no,
my
I don't
face.
think
Yeah.
no, I don't think you can put like a blindfold on and then just stare at the blindfold, because then I think you just start losing your mind.
And then sometimes when we are using the SS method, like we feel like we're losing our minds
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah,
you listen to the static for so long and you're like,
you start
I
you
heard
you
a
start-
voice,
yeah,
but
you
it's
start
whispering
hearing
and
stuff.
I can't hear it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're like, can you talk a little louder? And like it whispers again, and you're like, did anybody else hear that? And we're like, bro, you have the headphones on with the spirit box. We don't hear anything. Like I
Right.
can't help you with that. But like sometimes you just feel like you're going nuts because
You-
like
yeah.
the
that
voices
white
are like
noise, and you kind of just go like
You just-
almost into a trance, like
right,
state,
because
and
all
you're
you
just
hear
like,
is
yeah.
and then
As
all of
it
a
skips
sudden,
stations.
right. Well, not only that, but then all of a sudden it just starts to drown out because you just stop paying
Mhm.
attention to it, and then you're like, "Whoa, what's
was
happening?
that?
Who
Yeah.
touched me?"
What was
Somebody
that?
touched my
touched
hair.
me.
I
Somebody
had that happen
petted
the last
me.
time.
And then you're like trying to remember who's in the room with you, if you're still in the room with anybody, or if they
If
left
we haven't
you,
all squirreled,
right?
to go
Yeah, right.
If
somewhere
they
else.
haven't left you, so here you are. You can't see, you can't hear anything, and you're just yelling across the room, "Hello, is anybody there?"
Who threw
Can't hear if
something
they
at me?
answer you.
And then
Right?
you're like
And then you,
trying to like feel in the dark
Right.
to see if there's somebody still there. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
And then
That doesn't help when we sit far enough apart that we can't touch anybody anyway.
right?
Yeah.
Because then if you walk up to one of us and you're like, "Hey, I'm here," and you're like, "Well, what is that? What's happening?"
Who's here with
Somebody
me?
touched me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Because I mean, like with the
getting that on video is very comical.
yes,
Yeah.
It's very entertaining for that,
yeah.
because I die because I'm just, oh my god, they can't hear, they can't see,
They can't
and
see you, and you're trying to talk to them, and then
Yeah.
it's just not.
Or
Who
we-
touched my foot?
right,
Somebody touched me.
or you're hearing the other conversations like they're having because you can't hear or see anything, and then the other people around you are having conversations, and half the time they're not even talking about ghost hunting, they're just talking about stupid shit, and it's just comical.
Yeah.
And sometimes like when we're whoever's in the S's method, like me when I go into it and I have the headphones on and I have the blindfold on and I'm sitting there and I got my eyes closed, occasionally like I still hear the outside conversations because
Yeah.
like I haven't figured out blindfolded how to turn the spirit box noise up enough
Oh,
because I'm
yeah.
like at this point I'm like whatever it's on
And-
is
and-
whatever it's on.
And,
Well, yeah.
and a lot of times it's already at max volume and you can't
Right.
turn it up anymore.
Right. And I mean, and then
That's,
like
Oh,
on the
that's
TV,
generally when you'll see me hold the headphone.
Right.
Yeah,
down.
because then it drowns everything out when
Right.
you hold it. Yeah.
But
I
then
mean, 'cause on
sometimes, like,
TV
you have
shows,
it, like,
it's so
turned
loud.
up all
Yeah.
the way, and it like you put the headphones on and like you click play, and it like startles the crap out of you because
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
blindfolded.
it's so
them so
loud,
loud. You're
yeah.
like, oh god, turn it down, and then you're like, wait, no, now I can hear everybody. Turn it back up.
Yeah.
So we're
It's-
trying to like pass it to somebody else that can actually see what they're doing. Like, hey, I need you to turn this on.
And you
I
don't-
was
you
doing
don't
that. I
get
was
a
like, hey, I need
do-over.
somebody to turn this up.
No,
I
like
need
with
somebody to turn this up.
with TV shows, you don't get it like
But they also edit out a lot of like their
Right.
more boring moments. They're
Right.
only
We
like
don't get do-overs.
playing the most amusing portions of
Right.
their night. They're like cutting and pasting.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's no even guarantee, like, because everybody, a lot of the ghost hunting shows, everybody all wears all black all the time. So there's
Oh
no
my
even
God.
to say that, like, they're not going in multiple nights.
Right. And cutting
Because
and
it's like
pasting
the
it all
same
together.
outfit that they wear, but they
Right.
could be wearing the same exact outfit
Right.
for like 2 or 3 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Even if they tell you it's only night one.
right.
Right.
But with us, we're like, we're one and done.
Right.
Like, normally, unless like the Geneva house when we were called back like 3 times.
Yeah, I
But,
mean,
like,
we don't have a problem going out more than once. It's as long as there's a reason for it. Like, we went out to this one the one time, okay? We got a couple little things here and there. We all felt something, and then we agreed to go out a second time, and we got
nothing.
zilch. So at that point, we sat down, we regrouped, and we're like, okay, what was different this time? Well, there were a couple of key factors that were different.
Right.
So those could have caused the lack of evidence, so we agreed to go out a third time. Generally speaking, though, we go out once. Okay, we may have to go out again because sometimes
Shit
things
happens.
don't always cooperate.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So we'll go out again. But generally speaking, if you've been out twice, you should have plenty of evidence to come back and tell the homeowner, this is what we think is going on. What would you like to do from this point?
Right.
Right.
And kind of leave it up to them. You know, do you want us to find somebody to help you? Are you okay with this? What do you want?
Right, and the
Right.
vast majority of like hauntings that I think we deal with normally are just like residual type regular hauntings. Like it's
Yeah.
like a ghost loop. Like it plays the same time, the same week,
Yeah.
whatever. But it's the same activity over and
Right,
over and over
yeah.
again. So it's not like something that like we can really like smudge out or like
Correct.
Those we've tried.
get rid of. Like at that point, if it's residual, it has no idea that you're there.
No.
It has no idea. It's not an intelligent haunting. It does
No.
not talk to you. It doesn't do anything. Like it's
It's
literally like
nothing
stuck
changes.
in the loop.
Right.
Yeah.
So at that point, like we just kind of tell our homeowner, like, this is what it is.
This
Like,
is
you're
what you
gonna
get.
have to deal with it.
Learn
Like,
to cooperate.
just
Co-mingle.
learn to like ignore it because
Oh, that too.
it's
Like-
literally just gonna happen over and over and over
Right.
again. Like we can't fix that unless you can find a way to break the loop.
Right.
It's just going to happen over and over again. And a lot of places, like if they have running water near them, like a stream, a creek, underground water, high deposits of specific types of minerals like quartz and granite and limestone, things imprint into that, and
Well, gee,
you're
let's
just kind
think.
of there.
What are two of the most common building materials in all new homes?
Limestone and quartz
And granite.
and
So
granite.
3.
Yeah,
I mean, granite's expensive.
Yeah,
right.
it
But
is,
like, you know, like natural occurring
Right.
deposits of those, that helps. Like it's almost like
And just-
it's almost like a record player, like
And-
repeats over and over and over again, like a
Right.
broken record. Like we can't get rid of that.
And just because somebody has a new house doesn't mean that it's not new property.
Right.
Property
been
was
around.
here before your house was built. Other properties were on this land. Other things have happened on this land. That could be anything. You
Yeah.
can't just be like, well, my house is new. There's no way this is what it could be, but
Just
you don't know that.
because your house is new don't mean shit.
Right.
Because just because your house is new doesn't mean that the land that your house is sitting on is new.
Right.
It doesn't mean that, like, you know, just because, you know, like April built a brand new house in the woods somewhere doesn't mean that you didn't piss off an elemental, a nature spirit, or some kind of something. It's not some kind of
Indian
weird
burial ground.
Just
Yeah.
happened to build it on a portal.
Right.
Right.
And,
Right.
and things like that, though, you know, the land, it's stuff with the land. You don't know what was there before, and like most other things, records can be lost.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like, if you go back far enough, they didn't record that stuff.
No.
So, like, we're guessing. Like, in our area, we have, like, 5 different tribes that could have lived here at any
But we don't know.
specific time. They used it as hunting ground. They migrated through. They're not
Right.
stationary places. So like, we don't know.
Right.
But it could be anywhere in this area.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of like slap a name like, oh, these are the top 5 tribes that were in your area during this time period or whatnot. I'm like, okay.
But we
So
don't know for sure. No.
were they actually at this location or not at this location? They have no idea. Like,
or was it just a mixture of all and became a different tribe of people?
Right.
You never know.
Yeah, you really
Right.
don't know.
And
we
then
just don't know.
back to the whole demonic thing.
Yeah.
I mean, just
To
do that
TV,
again and just.
yeah. According to TV, everything is demonic. No, that's not the case.
If it
And-
moves, if your
Yeah.
chapstick goes flying across the room, you have a poltergeist. No,
no.
you don't.
And if you have a spirit in your house, there is no reason that you both can't coexist.
Right. I mean,
You set your ground rules. You set
I
the boundaries.
have an old man in my house, and he likes to play games, and cough. He's a smoker. He coughs. He likes to do it when I'm home alone and when I'm not paying attention to him. And I've gotten to the point where I'll just stand in the middle of my house and just yell at him and be like, "Go back to your basement. That's where you stay. Unless we're not home. Don't mess with the animals." I think Bruce is a little crazy. But don't mess with the animals and everything is fine. And honestly, I have no issues. If I'm downstairs doing laundry, he likes to stand next to me and blow smoke in my face. But other than that, we commingle all just the same. He's fine.
It's all about setting boundaries, though. Like, if you think that you're being haunted, it's really about being like, look, I know this was once your house, but it is my house now.
Right.
So
Get
if
out.
you want to stay here, these are the rules that you have to follow. Otherwise,
Right.
I'm going to take the means necessary to evict you.
Right. And I don't think a lot of TV shows portray that part
No.
where you don't where people probably are commingling just fine.
Yeah.
Now that they know that things are going on, but it's an automatic, oh, we need to go back because their house is still haunted.
Right.
But you don't know that bad things are happening. You just know that things have changed.
Right.
And now it's, okay, are they coexisting, or did somebody step outside of a boundary and either provoke or attempt to get it to go away? And neither one of those things worked.
And just because you have like cabinet doors slamming or doors,
which is very
bedroom
irritating, by the way.
doors slamming, doesn't necessarily mean it's anything bad. It could simply be confused.
Yeah.
They don't understand why you're in their house.
Right, and especially when you remodel, you're changing the entire layout. So, I mean, look at those older houses that have like the servants' quarters.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those are blocked off, but people say that they still see a woman who walks through the wall. Well, yeah, because at one point
that was a doorway.
That was a doorway to stairs, whether it was leading to the kitchen, to their servants' quarters, or to the basement. I mean, they're reliving what they were doing before they died.
In a loop.
It's just over and over again. So, I mean, you may see a woman walking through a wall, but that wall was not there previously. So they could be walking into a whole other room that you don't even know whether or not it still exists, because houses have been remodeled
or rebuilt
for years.
And then you have those people who have died in traumatic deaths and they don't realize that they've passed.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're confused. Why are you in my house? Why can't you hear me when I'm talking to you? Why can't you see me?
It's like the movie The Others.
I know. I love that movie. One of my favorites.
That was a good one.
I like that movie. It scared me.
There's a plot twist at the end, let me tell you.
Yeah,
right?
There is. Spoiler.
That's going to be all of us one day.
That's what, yeah. Right. So again, that's where you set your boundaries, okay?
Right.
Yes, this was your house, but it's mine now. We can commingle, but this is where I draw the line.
Like, you're not allowed to scare the animals.
You leave my kids alone.
Right.
And
right, animals and kids, that's kind of like a big, like, that's where we draw the line. That, or you will not be here anymore.
Right.
Right. If it has to, like, a lot of our investigations, like if it has to deal with kids, like that goes to top priority of our list.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but somebody that has like a little old lady that walks through the wall at the same time every night, that's like, yes, it can startle some people, but like if somebody calls us like, hey, my kid is being tormented by this thing, I'm sorry, but your little old granny
He's gonna have to wait.
they're gonna have to wait. Like,
yeah.
sorry, but you can commingle, like they're not hurting you.
I say kids are definitely a priority.
Oh, yeah.
A priority with us.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't
And
tolerate.
but I think that is one of the things though on a lot of TV shows is you see is a lot of the shows that are taking kids are involved and they become a top priority.
Yeah.
Or like elderly people.
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
a priority.
Even Zach Baggins' new show, like their house calls show, like
Yes.
if they have any kids that are involved, like they automatically jump to the top of the list. Like, which is great for somebody that is on TV a lot to prioritize
Like kids,
the kids versus like, oh, you know, like Bobby Mackey's called us, we're gonna go to Bobby Mackey's again.
Right.
Okay, well, you know, like now you're leaving a kid high and dry because you decided to go to Bobby's instead of going to help them first. Like, and I would always choose to go to a house that has kids in it versus going to somewhere that we know will get great evidence out of. Like, I want to go and like make sure the kids are taken care of, make sure they know how to set their boundaries and follow those boundaries and stuff. Like, teaching kids how to deal with their paranormal experiences and their problems it's a priority of mine. I don't know about everybody else, so that's a priority for me.
Right.
Like, I don't want some kid to be tortured like I was when I was a kid.
Right.
So.
Right, because I mean, there's a lot of kids that are like, "Oh, I see something in my closet," and their parents like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." But
it's just your imagination.
Right, they could honestly be seeing something that you don't, and that's concerning to them.
Right, and I always try to like sit down with the kids and be like, "Look, you're not crazy. Nothing that you can tell me is going to make me think that you're crazy."
Right.
Like, I've seen a thing or two. We've all seen a thing or two, so
Hence
we know
the
a thing
reason
or
you do
two.
this, yeah.
So like, just tell us what you're experiencing so that we can better navigate this new avenue.
Right.
With you. Like,
right.
We need to know exactly what you've seen, exactly what you experienced. How often?
I mean, even if they have and even if they have to like draw pictures or what, I mean,
even if you're having nightmares and you think they're weird,
we want to know.
Like, I want to know these things. Like, I want to know what we're dealing with when we get there,
right?
And not just like your mom hovering over your shoulder, being like, "Hey, don't forget to tell them this."
Yeah.
Or what did that entity that you've seen in your dream look like? I don't want a parent to be like over their shoulder why their kid.
I mean, because it's not like it's not like we're not going to tell them, right?
It's not like a natural like response. So, like, if your kid is terrified that like them telling us like what they see with their parent present because they're terrified that their parents going to think they're crazy, like that doesn't help us any.
No,
it
doesn't.
Like, I want to like have your kid, obviously with a parent permission, I want to have just them and one of us,
right?
Like, tell us.
I mean, typically we send Tabby for that.
Tell us exactly what you see. Like, legit, nothing that you say is gonna make me think that you're batshit crazy.
Right. I say, yeah, no, we usually send Tabby for that because Tabby's really good when it comes to talking to people, whether it's adults or children.
Yeah.
Tabby's got that sweet.
She has the
sweet
patience
voice.
for that.
Yeah.
Like, I get impatient. Okay, so like I get impatient. I don't get so much impatient with the kids, but like I get impatient like when I'm trying to talk to your kid and you keep freaking interrupting them. I just want to tell you to shut up and go away.
Because they want to feed their kids what to say, and that doesn't help.
I don't want you to feed your kid information. I want your kid to tell me in their own experience and words what they're dealing with.
Right.
I don't want you to be like, "Oh, hey, do you remember like you told me that this ghost had this on?" I don't need you
to do that.
I will interview you later. I need your kid to tell me in their own words what they saw.
Yeah.
Because it might be different for everybody.
Right.
Like, she might see a demon. You might see a kid. He might see a shadow person. I could see something completely different.
It's all dog.
Like,
I was gonna say that.
like, but we want to know how the entity interacts with everybody.
Because depending on what it is, it's going to show each and every person something different.
Right.
Yeah, it's not always going to be
It's
like
all
the
in your
same
perception.
thing.
Right.
Like, you've seen a kid, I've seen a shadow person.
Shadow people scare you, kids scare her.
I don't do shadow people. I don't do kids either.
Kids,
like,
I don't think when I see a kid, it bothers me. It should, but it doesn't, because I'm just like, oh,
that's
okay.
interesting.
Like, I know what you are, but we're going to be friends anyway, because I'm not afraid of you.
Right.
And then that's usually when the name calling starts. And then that's when the emotions, and I'm just like, okay, you need to back off. Too close. Don't touch me. And that's, stop it. And that's when, like, I'm like, all right, like, okay,
Right. But
what
like,
we're seeing now is not
right. But
not
and we're also
the thing.
we're like, I know, like, some of us don't really know each other all that well, but like,
Right.
we've investigated now a few times together, so we're like family. So like, if
Right.
you get this look on your face.
I do, and then I start crying.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. Like, you just, I don't know what it is about, like, your face or your
changes.
energy.
Yeah.
It shifts, and like, everybody can feel it.
Yeah.
Like, I look at you and I'm like, oh, that's not good.
No.
She's not doing okay. She's not doing okay.
We can usually feel it from across the room.
Yeah.
You specifically. Me, not so much. I feel like I probably...
No, because you squirrel and then you don't send off any signals.
No. I don't.
No.
Like, I don't know how to send off those signals.
I don't know that I'm doing it. I just know that I've done it, like, to other people too, when they're just like, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, right. Well, then I'm not okay.
Like, we know you're not okay. Like, if we ask you if you're okay, we know you're not okay.
Yeah.
So just don't try to be like,
yeah,
I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. We're like, no,
you're not. Like your voice says no, I'm okay, but the look on your face says a whole different story.
That's when Kelsey needs a break, because Kelsey's like emotionally just like blah blah.
But like, I think like I trance out enough that like I don't have like weird facial
right.
Like I don't like, when I go in somewhere, especially if I'm holding the dowsing rods, my mind, I try to blank out everything and just go. And
see, and I think I hit like a point where like my body, like
where your body is like, no, you need to take care of this.
Yeah.
And my body is just so used to, like, because I've done it for so long, I'm just so used to like,
no, mine's like,
just
okay,
blocking everything out.
Right.
Go.
Mine's like, all right, here's your wall, and then it's like, nah, and your wall's gone. Like, there you go. It's
Here's
all
your
there
bubble.
now.
Oop, I popped your bubble. And then
Right.
I'm like, my body is like, you're okay. I guess we're just gonna ignore the fact that you have no bubble now. And
yeah.
But like, when Brian gets close to me, like on dowsing rods, like the dowsing rods are like, no, fuck you. We don't want him near you, because now we're not gonna work. And then I can't.
No,
like,
and I think like when
focus on what I'm doing. Like, he gets close, and I'm like, I need you to go back.
Well, and I think that's
like,
nice.
if I need a break, I need you close to me, because then nothing like comes near me. But like, when I'm in the zone, like, I need you like just to watch.
Right. I think it's nice,
like, really close to me, because
I think it's nice when we
like
can
me.
do like the energy transfers.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, nope, too much. Somebody gotta take it, because I can't.
I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
We're gonna hold hands, and you're gonna breathe, and your bubble's back. Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that your bubble's back. Even if you can't make your bubble, I'm gonna make you a bubble. You're gonna have a bubble.
Right.
You need this
And I
bubble.
think a lot of people don't understand that too. Like, you have to set your own boundaries.
Yeah.
Too. Like, you can't just go into an investigation, just start, all right, let's go. Fight me. That's not how that works.
No.
Don't do that.
Do not provoke.
Yeah, don't do that. You just, before
Like,
we...
stupid games win stupid prizes.
Right. I'm fucking around to find out.
Yeah.
But, like, before we start any investigation, we always go in with the intent of, we're not here to harm anybody. And we're not even talking about the clients. Like, we go in and basically just put out a message that we're not here to harm anybody. We're not here to, make them go away. We just want to know why they're there, how they're feeling, and what's going on. And that sounds weird because you're really talking to open air, and that's how most people see it.
But we literally do say it out loud.
But we do. That's our big mantra that we
We're
start
like,
off every investigation.
We're all like circled up in our little group, and we're like, okay,
right. I mean, because there's that
white light.
There's
bubble
that
yourself
one
if you need
that
it.
one group. I don't know if they're from like Kentucky or what. But they're Southern, and they always start their
Tennessee Wraith Chasers.
Is
They
that
always start with a prayer.
Yeah.
Before they go in, they all like circle in
Yeah,
together.
They
Which I think is great because I mean, like they're all.
You
of
need to
that
have
faith.
something to anchor yourself to
Yeah.
before you start any investigation. If you go in hot and just start yelling, like you're gonna get like stuff thrown back at you. Which yes, that's what we want.
Sometimes we're not gonna get shit. They're
Right.
gonna be like, no, we
They're
don't
gonna
want to
be-
play with you.
They're gonna be afraid. They're gonna be like, you're crazy. Go away.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna be like, no, we don't want to play these games with you. We're
Right.
gonna hide in the closet because we know that you're not gonna go through all of the most investigation teams don't go through all the closets, and then you have me.
No,
where I go
we-
in a squirrel. And I'm
We
like,
go into every nook and cranny and closet and cubby hole that you can find, and we're gonna sit in there.
I gotta go.
I mean,
and
there
I
have
gotta,
been
like,
times
open all of the doors.
There's some of
and
us
be,
that
like,
won't
weird.
explore the attics and basements,
I
but
don't
the
do
rest
That's
of
my
us will.
department.
That's
I
my
do.
department.
Yeah.
I don't do attics.
I do basements.
No,
I do both.
Depending on the basement, if the steps have the backs, I will venture down. If the steps don't have the backs, y'all are on your own.
Dude,
Sorry,
I went
no.
down steps
Those
that
are the
didn't
best
have the
ones.
backs.
No,
I felt this thing coming at me. I could feel the breeze from it through the steps as it growled at me, and I screamed like a little girl.
I don't do steps that like things can like reach through the steps
Ugh,
to grab you.
See,
I don't do those steps.
my steps don't have
I'll
backs
do
on
those.
them.
I don't do
I
those
don't-
steps.
I will
no.
go in attics,
Anything
but
in
I
the-
don't
oh, wait,
like the
we already
attics that you
covered
have
that.
to climb a ladder to get
So
in.
then
But
anything in
I'll
your
do
basement?
attics.
Never mind, we covered that.
Yeah.
No, we don't. I don't. Okay, we. When I say we, I mean I don't do.
You and the mouse in your pocket.
Yeah, I don't do. I don't do steps that have no backs because reason.
She doesn't
I'm
like to
all-
walk up the steps and see anything looking back at her.
Yeah,
That-
I just don't look.
I don't.
That's why you
want,
watch your feet.
Well, I have
I
to.
Then
don't
you don't
want
trip up the
things
steps.
I
like
have to watch
grabbing
my
me.
feet because I've almost fallen down my basement stairs because I'm just like walking.
Yeah.
I don't want things like reaching through. Like, okay, every horror movie ever has had the thing
Yeah.
that lives under the steps in the
Yeah.
basement that like grabs at you from the dark, and I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's where I draw the line.
Oh, you want to be friends? Wait till I get down there.
You want me to go into an attic as long as it has stairs, like real stairs.
Yeah.
I will gladly go into the attic if it has real stairs. If it has a sketchy ass ladder, y'all
Oh.
know
I don't do ladders.
we send Brian there. 'Cause
No.
I don't do sketchy ladders.
No,
I don't.
I would have went into the attic at the Geneva house, but it was a bit drafty and it was cold.
No.
It was cold that day.
I don't do, no.
You do. No,
No.
I don't do anything that involves ladders, climbing, or heights. Kelsey doesn't do those.
This is why we have
Don't-
Brian.
Don't worry, it's not the fall that'll kill you. It's that sudden stop at the bottom.
Stop it!
This is why we have Brian. We send him into the places that all the rest of us are like,
Nope.
that's kind of sketchy. Brian,
I'm going
we
out
need
back in the
you-
woods,
We need you to go
in the dark.
in the dark, in the woods, behind all of this. Here's a recorder. Take your cell phone. Here's a flashlight. I have a flashlight. You can borrow my flashlight.
I'd bring my own
You-
generally.
You can have it, but I am not going in the woods in the dark. It's not happening.
No.
I will, as long as it's not cold.
There are rules. I don't do no.
One time at the Geneva house, it wasn't until after the homeowner had taken me out back into the woods. Goes, oh yeah, generally we have coyotes back here too.
No, I would have turned my ass around and went right back inside.
Yeah, no.
It's like normally you can find a coyote poop back here, and I'm like, what?
No.
I don't hear any right now.
We don't. No. I don't. No. I'm good. No. Let's not do that and say we did. No. I don't do like sketchy crawl spaces
How we
either.
doing on time over there?
Editor,
It's 11:30. So
Producer, thank you.
producer,
about an
how are we doing
hour
on time?
into our.
1 hour, 23 minutes.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
Holy
Just kidding. 50 minutes.
Oh, that's about normal then.
I say yeah.
But like no, I'm like I don't do the woods in the dark.
I don't think anybody should investigate the woods at nighttime. That's
I
usually asking
will-
for trouble.
I love being in the woods at
Oh,
night.
that's
Thank you.
because
On a
you're
full moon?
Weirdo.
Oh, yeah.
God,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh
Full
my
moon
god.
full moon in a
No.
cemetery.
Yes.
No.
If it's full moon and I can see where I'm walking, I might consider.
I don't
No.
care.
No.
I don't have to be able to see.
I
have
prefer
I have
to
not
excellent
to
night
see.
vision.
I have to be
I
able
prefer
to
not
see
to see,
the
honestly,
things.
because I generally don't want to see what's going to be coming at me until it's like right there.
we
No.
have like where my grandparents are from. Like we have rules about being in the woods
Yeah,
after
no, you
dark.
didn't.
Just don't go. No, you don't go outside after dark.
No, you
I
don't.
hate letting my dogs out at nighttime. I have a fully lit. I have a spotlight as a light for my backyard. And if one of those dumbasses decides that they're not going to come back inside and I have to go outside, I go inside and I grab an extra flashlight and a knife from the kitchen because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to find.
And you don't have the gremlins like I do.
I know. I just going outside after dark is
Got the
not
shadow people in my
my
house.
forte.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
All
the
over
shadow
outside.
people.
No, no,
Mm-mm,
no.
Like
That one night I was standing outside, it just finished raining, it was nice and wet, and you hear a wet splat in the mud behind you, turn around, there's nothing there.
Nope.
Nope. No.
Yeah, that was the end of
is
that
not
smoke
okay.
session.
No. No. Wait,
That-
that is not okay.
That was the end of that one. I was like, yep, I'm going in now.
Like my friend lives in Jefferson, and like his backyard, like at a certain point, is all like really tall, like
Nope.
like ditch weed, like the really like weird like highway brush.
That's where
Nope.
you just see something barely poking its head over
And
the
I'm
Right
side.
like,
from all the horror
He's
movies.
like,
yeah.
it's like Children of the Corn back there. And
Nope.
He's like, hey,
No.
will you go let the dogs outside?
No.
No.
Nah, bruh, that's on you. He's like,
No.
no, like he's like, I can't find the dog. Will you go help me find him? I'm like,
No.
no,
No.
that's like every horror movie ever. I'm good. I don't know. Like
No.
every single haunting horror movie thing has happened like in the woods, in the attic,
Yeah, we don't
in the
do that.
basement.
And I think my other
Nope.
No. great experience is being outside, smoking, and hearing the coyotes sound like they're like just literally right across the street.
Nope.
Mhm.
You can hear them running around, you can hear them yipping and yapping, but you can't see them.
Yeah.
No, we don't. No, I don't do like weird cubby spaces underneath stairs either. Like, I don't like to be confined. I
Get
don't
under
know.
the stairs.
Right.
No.
You can be the new person under the stairs.
Sketchy places that you find
That's
in
a
houses.
good movie.
Yes, it is.
Scary. It's creepy, but it's a good movie.
The sketchy places that you find in houses, like I find that
I have to
like
see
the
that-
most
that was on my
unused
Xbox. I gotta watch that movie
spaces,
again.
like under the stairs and the backs of closets and
Right.
the attics and the basements. That's where the bad things like to hide because it's the less freaking used,
Right.
and like they know that they
Cold
can
and damp.
like
Right.
set up shop there, and ain't nobody's gonna be like opening and digging through there like they're MacGyver and shit. Like, no,
I
we
would
don't
be,
do
but
that.
that's just me.
Stop it.
We don't do that. And I really feel like
I'll bring
when
you with
we
me.
go,
I will hurt you.
well, I feel like when we go to Guyon's
threaten you with a good
property, when we go in March, like that's our like one of our next big investigations is Guyon's house in Tennessee, and like I feel like that house that's
No.
like on his property
No.
is like the nesting
No.
site.
I'll
Yes,
keep you safe.
No.
you can hold his hand. It's okay.
We're gonna,
He'll
I'm gonna
keep you
cry.
safe.
we're gonna
I-
lock you in there.
I will cry.
I'll be with you, so you won't be by
I
yourself.
will quit. I will leave your asses behind.
I'm gonna take the
Hey,
keys.
hey.
Shut up.
Hey, y'all know you don't piss off the driver, right?
No, we're taking her keys so she
You're
can't
gonna
leave.
hoard the no. You're
Well,
gonna
if I'm
hoard-
with her in the house when you lock it in,
yeah, that might
Nope,
not be a
I
good
will cry.
idea.
Nope.
Lockdown.
Right.
Lockdown. But like
I will sensory deprivation myself in that house. I don't care.
you're
Might as
on your
well.
own for that. I ain't doing that shit. Hell
I
no.
think we're getting close
I'll
to
come
our
I come home with a lot
1
of new
hour
friends.
time frame.
Right?
I'm not trying to bring nothing home from his
No.
house.
I got enough. I don't
Nah.
really need anymore.
Like before we get into vehicle to leave,
We're taking a bath in holy water.
Right.
yeah, I'm a smudge myself. Like
I can't breathe. Don't do that.
Then you can ride on the top of the car.
I don't have a roof rack anymore.
That's all right. We got
Well,
bungee cords.
well,
Ratchet
well,
strap. Ain't going
you
nowhere.
know what? There's a new way of like cleansing things that I found in
It's a tampon in the butthole.
in one of the books that I was reading.
Oh,
It's
that's kinky.
you take blessed salt and you put like a flammable liquid in in the cauldron. It's like holy fire, and you light it on fire. And I was like, it doesn't smell, so maybe he won't die.
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
Maybe
breathe.
you won't die.
What
We'll
kind
be
of
okay.
flammable liquid does it matter?
It's like rubbing alcohol.
Okay.
All
I
right, then.
can't
I was gonna
breathe.
say
I
we
bet you
could get
can't,
like
Damon.
some 151 and then have a shot of it too. And
No.
It just says flammable
That's
liquid.
flammable.
So
No.
Most of your drinking alcohols are flammable.
yeah,
right, and they suggest carrying like carrying the pot with like putting it in a cauldron and like carrying it with like oven mitts.
Oh my God.
Carry
it like
a sensor.
No,
No.
I'm not allowed to
Just
carry it because
carrying
I
it
trip
like
and fall. And,
this.
Right.
well, I'm
But I
clean
mean,
now.
Like we gotta find
My eyeball.
something that we can like
Yeah.
smudge ourselves with that's not like sage or Palo Santo because that shit
Hit up
smells like
Ash Wednesday.
horrible. Like and dragon's wood just smells like soap
Right.
when it's burning. Like it smells weird. Like that's like one of the
It
more
smells really
popular-
good before you burn it, and then it smells like laundry detergent.
Yeah. A lot of people say use like frankincense and myrrh mixed together, which is what they use at the church. And I'm like,
I don't like that smell. It smells like old people.
No, that's what mothballs smell like.
Shut up.
it's
Same thing.
like pretty much the same thing.
Same fucking thing.
So we
We
should just put
gotta,
mothballs in our pockets, right?
Come
Right.
up with something that doesn't smell like laundry
So we'll
detergent.
just go back to our favorite little store and
Yeah, I gotta go back there. I gotta get more hot honey.
Yeah. That's just gross.
no, it's so good.
So gross.
No.
Well, see, my middle daughter
Well-
ate one.
Ugh.
You guys want to
Yeah.
wrap up?
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
All right, savages.
Good night.